Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So for this week, we are taking inspiration from something that's going on maybe for you this week or it's going to be coming up soon, and that is going back to school. And I know for some, it is super exciting. Others, it's the day you dread. You love your summer vacations, but we are going to take some inspiration from it. And the stories we're going to take a look at today, they're all like their school, their relationships at school, the environment. They play such an integral role in not only their lives, but in the role of our story. They're not just the setting. Maybe we can take some inspiration now. Maybe some of these are like your experiences, or maybe they encourage you to maybe have a different experience. So we have 6 amazing books, so let's get started. Our first one is Most Likely. So this book starts actually in the year 2049, when the first female ever has been elected President of the United States. It's right at the time of her inauguration. We find out that one individual from a group of 4 best friends of high school, it's one of these 4, but you don't know which one. So then the book goes back in time to their senior year of high school, and you as the reader will be trying to figure out who's the one that's going to become president. Now each girl is dealing with their own issues, from deciding on where to go to school, to family drama, there's health issues, and they're trying to figure out who they are as individuals, as well as how they're going to survive without each other in the coming months, because once they get to the end of their senior year, they might split apart. Now, this book is completely realistic, even with the presidential guessing aspect. I could not stop reading this book because I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to know which one became president, and my mind changed numerous times. Yours probably will too. You will not be disappointed with this one. This is Most Likely. Today, tonight, tomorrow. So it's the last day of senior year, and Rowan is awoken, as she always is, with a text message from her arch rival, Neil. Now, they are both in the running to be named valedictorian. The last day of school, she finds out Neil won valedictorian. She's salutatorian, but she has one last chance to best him, and that's in the annual citywide senior class event scavenger hunt, which is also known as the Hell. They get to the Hell. They soon realize, though, when they overhear other classmates talking, that they are going to need to work together if they are going to win, because everyone else is banding together to take them down. Now, as they start to travel the city, Rowan and Neil start to open up to one another, and they start to realize that there are things they never knew about the other one through all their 4 years of this rivalry, and they start to discover that they actually have more in common than what they thought, and they start to see each other in a different light. And one night could change everything. Let's look at high school. How it wraps up is one that every reader can relate to when they get to that time in their high school career. This is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. The Sky Blues. So high school senior Sky has not had an easy last year of high school, and it has not gone according to plan. Even though he is openly gay, he was hiding it from his conservative mother, but when he was outed over winter break, he found himself quickly kicked out of the house, no place to go. Luckily, he has a best friend named Bree who lets Sky live with them, and Sky decides he's going to change things around. And he decides he's going to do something that he's never thought about doing before. He's going to put together a proposal, and he's going to ask his crush, Allie, to prom, even though he knows he's probably straight. So he and Bree, they come together, they're in Bree's basement, they start writing ideas down on her wall on what he should do, and then someone takes a picture of this wall. They have no idea who, but they take a picture of this wall, they post it on social media, and then not only do they post it on social media, but then they also add comments that are homophobic and Islamophobic, especially since Ali is a Iraqi American. And soon, Sky starts to realize that not everyone is against him because of what happens after this message is posted, and that he's actually braver than what he thinks he is. This realistic story is one that happens far too often, unfortunately, but you will be along for the journey with Sky as he learns about himself, as well as the support others bring as well, and that you need to have that support. This is the Sky Blues. One of Us is Lying. Pretty much a classic. So there are 5 students that enter after high school, and they enter after school detention, I should say, and they're at Bayview High School, and each of them have their own unique role and status in the school clientele. Now, by the end of their detention time, though, one of those students, that would be Simon, who is the creator of the school's gossip app, dies. And the other 4 students that were in there are now all suspects in his death because who else? There's no other possibility. One of them had to have killed him. Now, they each have their own personal reasons for wanting him dead, especially as there's a rumor going around that he was about to drop some big-time character-damaging gossip information about one of them that would ruin their lives and their futures. This is told through all their viewpoints. You will be right there as you're trying to figure out what really happened, along with our main characters. And you're trying to figure out who the murderer is and what their motive was. Now, if you love a good murder mystery thriller, then this is the perfect choice. There is a sequel to this book that involves the characters as well. There is a 3rd book that has come out after as well that's is inspired by this series, but is not featuring these characters. But yeah, super awesome. This is One of Us is Lying. Frankly in Love. One of my favorites from the past couple of years. So Frank Lee is a high school senior, and he has all the pressure that comes along with being in a Korean American family. Now Frank is expected to do well in school, to go to college, and he's also expected to date a nice Korean girl. But the girl of his dreams is not Korean. She's a white girl, and this leads to a harebrained scheme to secretly date, because Frank can't let his family know they're dating. But not everything goes as planned, especially since other people get wrapped up in this. Frank's feelings and emotions get way more involved than he ever thought, and Frank starts to realize that life can get complicated and unexpected. This book will make you laugh, it will make you cry, you'll hurt, you'll feel the awkwardness, and there are some awkward moments, and make you realize that what you think you want may not be what it is you need. I loved this book. High school plays a huge role. That's where so much of their relationships take place, but it's so much more than that. Highly recommend this one. This is Frankly in Love. And our last one for today is When You Were Everything. So Cleo and Layla have been best friends since middle school, but things slowly start to change when they enter their sophomore year of high school. Now Layla tries out for choir, and she then starts to make friends with some of the other girls in that world. And Cleo soon finds herself being left behind, and she's feeling unsure of what is happening to their friendship. As this starts to happen, slowly at first, then it speeds up, it gets faster. They each play a role. Sometimes it's just downright mean and nasty what they both do, and their friendships downfall, and both start to learn who they are as individuals, because they really don't know who they are outside of each other. Told in 2 alternating timelines, the before and the after, you will find yourself right there with Cleo as she discovers things about herself, as well as the people she holds near and dear. Highly recommend this one. If you've ever had a fight with a friend, especially, you know how awkward it can get in the hallways at school. Ashley Woodfolk, the author, pulls no punches. Yeah, so good. This is When You Were Everything. So these are just 6 of the books that we have here at the library that are school story inspired. That, you know, the school is integral to the plot of this story. So I highly encourage you, coming out, maybe get some inspiration for your back to school by reading one of these 6 amazing books, or we have others here that we are more than willing to help you find. So I encourage you to come on out, check out something to maybe kickstart your school year. It's gonna be awesome. I hope you have an amazing week, and I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new Teen Book Spotlight.